Good morning and assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you all will be fine. Good morning and assalamu alaikum. Beta, can you hear me all? Okay. Let me add with the students. Good morning, Alicia. Okay, so let me add with the students first and we are going to start today's lecture. Okay, so today is our English language class and today is our lecture number 5 and date is 26th of June 2020. Alhamdulillah, today we have fifth lecture of English language and date is 26th of June 2020. Walaikum Salam, Maida. Okay, so let's move forward now. As in my previous lectures as well, I always ask you to grab a rough copy, your English book concept tree, and a pen or pencil with you to copy down all the important notes. Okay, so I hope you all must be having your rough copy. Walaikum Salam Vishal. You all must be having your rough copy, pen and pencil with you, and your concept tree to copy down all the important points of today's lecture. So, what is the topic today that we are going to study? The topic is comprehension. It's unit number 1 and page number 3 and 4 of concept 3. I'm repeating. The topic is comprehension. Unit number 1 and page number is 3 and 4 of your concept 3. So those who are having their books with them, then can you hear me now? Those who are having their English concept book 3 with them, would have kindly open your books. Today we are going to study comprehension. It's unit number 1, page number 3 and 4. Okay, so let's start reading now. What is the question? Read the passage carefully and then answer the questions in your own words. Okay, you all have to read this paragraph, this comprehension passage very, very, very carefully because in the end of the passage, you people are going to answer me the questions in your own words. Okay, am I clear to you? As you people are supposed to do the comprehension in your class as well, in the same way we will do it right now. You all are supposed to listen the important points regarding today's comprehension passage. You all are supposed to read it with me very carefully, and in the end of this comprehension passage, you people are going to answer me the questions in your own words. I hope I am clear now. So let's start reading now. The ceremony was a strange one. Standing at the top of a hill was a 10-year-old pig-tailed girl. So, what is the meaning of pig-tailed? Pig-tailed means hair tied at the back of the head. जिस तरीके से बच्चियां पीछे ऊंची पोनी कर लेती हैं, this is called pigtail, a high ponytail. Okay, this is called pigtail. So a girl was standing at the top of a hill, and she was 10 years old, and she was a pigtailed girl. She was a pigtailed girl means she was having a high ponytail at the back of her head, with her hands cupped. Shape. What is the meaning of word cupped? Cupped means shaped like a cup. To make a shape of cup by using your hands. Okay? With her hands cupped to her mouth, she was shouting out across the vast open spaces that were between herself and the many peaks surrounding the hill. She was shouting out these words in Polish. So, what is the meaning of Polish? Polish is name of the language spoken in Poland. Okay, Polish means a name of language which is spoken in Poland. She was shouting out those words in Polish means she was talking in the language which is spoken in Poland. So what happens next? And what was she saying? Orphans of the world. What is the meaning of orphans? Orphan means the children who are deprived of their one or both parents. या तो उनके वालिद नहीं होंगे या उनकी वालदा नहीं होंगी या उनके दोनों वालदैन नहीं होंगे. This is called orphans. Okay. Hamza, is it clear now? Kindly check your sound settings, beta. Hamza, is it clear now, beta? Okay. So let's move forward. What was she saying in Poland, in Polish? Okay. Orphans of the world, wherever you are, please come. We welcome you here. Okay. She was a 10 years old girl, and she was having a high ponytail at the back of her head, and she cupped her hands to her mouth, and she was shouting and saying these words in Polish. Polish means a language which is spoken in Poland. And what was she saying? Orphans of the world. I have told you the meaning of orphans. Orphans means the children who are deprived of one or both parents. या तो किसी के वालिद या वालदा में से कोई एक नहीं होंगे या दोनों नहीं होंगे, जिसको हम कहते हैं यतीम और मस्कीन. ओके. So now, what happened next? Okay, let me admit the students as well. Okay. Orphans of the world, wherever you are, please come. We welcome you here. She had been facing east when she spoke. Now she turned north, repeating the words in German. Next, south, repeating them in French. And then west, repeating them in English. Okay, it means that she turned at four directions one by one and repeated the same words in different languages. Okay, when she had been facing east, she was talking in Polish. When she turned towards the north, she repeated the same words in German language. When she turned towards the south, she repeated the same words in French. And when she turned towards the west, she repeated the same words in English. Okay, it means that she was turning herself in four directions one by one, and she was talking same words in four languages again and again. So, what happened next? Around her stood 200 brightly dressed children, their ages ranging from 6 to 15. In front of her, almost 200 children were standing, and they were dressed up very brightly in very neat and clean dresses, and their ages were from 6 to 15. From 6 to 15. Their cheeks were flushed. What is the meaning of flushed? Flushed means red, hot, or excited. Whenever we feel excitement, our cheeks becomes hot and red. This is called flushed. Okay? And they were obviously enthralled. What is the meaning of enthralled? Enthralled means to hold spellbound or charmed. Enthralled means to be very impressed. Okay? To impress by something. Okay? So they were very impressed by the simple ceremony. To them, the ceremony was of great significance for significance means importance, for they were celebrating the founding of children's village in Switzerland 5 years earlier. So, what is all about the first paragraph? In first paragraph, they are telling us about a girl who was standing at the top of a hill and she was 10 years old. She was a pig-tailed girl means she was having a high-tailed pony at the back of her head and she was turning herself in four directions one by one, and in four directions she was repeating the same words in four different languages. In front of them, 200 students, 200 children were standing, and they all were dressed up very well, and their ages were from 6 to 15 years. Okay, what was the ceremony? The ceremony was very important for them because they were celebrating the founding of a children's village in Switzerland 5 years earlier. Okay, 5 years earlier, they have found a children's village in Switzerland, and now they are celebrating the anniversary of that, fifth anniversary of that children's village. Once these happy, healthy youngsters were all starving. What is the meaning of starving? Starving means dying from hunger, भूख से मरना. एक दफा की बात है कि यही बच्चे जो उस लड़की के सामने खड़े हुए हैं, these healthy youngsters were all starving and emotionally upset, innocent victims of the Second World War. They had been rescued from burning ruins and crumbling. Crumbling means breaking and falling apart into fragments. किसी चीज का टुकड़ों में तकसीम हो जाना, टूट फूट जाना. Okay? Houses throughout Europe. Their families were dead or listed among the countries missing. अच्छा, ये वो थे 200 children were the children who were actually the victims of Second World War. They had been rescued. इनको बचाया गया था from burning and crumbling. इन लोगों को बचाया गया था इनके टूटे फूटे घरों से जो टूट फूट का शिकार हो गए थे उस जंग की वजह से. उस जंग की वजह से इनके घर बिल्कुल टूट गए थे, टूट फूट का शिकार हो गए थे, तबाह बर्बाद हो गए थे यूरोप में. तो इन बच्चों को वहां से रेस्क्यू कर लिया गया था, बचा लिया गया था, और फिर इनको स्विट्जरलैंड लेकर आए थे चिल्ड्रंस विलेज में. ओके, आई एम रिपीटिंग अगेन. These 200 children were the children who were basically the victims of Second World War. इन लोगों को बचाया गया था इनके टूट फूट हो गए हुए घरों से, तबाह बर्बाद हो गए हुए घरों से, और इनको लेकर आया गया था कहाँ? स्विट्जरलैंड में चिल्ड्रंस विलेज में. ओके, their families were dead. इनकी families मर चुकी थी और listed among the countries missing, या फिर वो कहीं गुम हो गई थी, मिस हो गई. Their sudden removal from the scene into a new world let me change the slide, must have seemed as fantastic and unreal to them as Wonderland appeared to Alice. Basically, basically वंडरलैंड appeared to Alice is the name of a novel. ओके उसमें ये होता है कि एलिस एक कैरेक्टर है और वो किसी वंडरलैंड में पहुंच जाती है, वहाँ पे एडवेंचर्स करती है। तो इन बच्चों के बारे में ये कहा जा रहा है कि ये बेचारे सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के विक्टिम्स थे। इन्होंने क्या देखा, घरों की टूट फूट देखी, घर तबाह बर्बाद होते हुए देखे। एकदम से जब इनको बचा लिया गया और जब इनको स्विट्जरलैंड लाया गया विलेज में, तो इनका हाल बिल्कुल ऐसे ही था जैसे वंडरलैंड अपीयर टू एलिस। उनको लग रहा था कि दे हैव बीन इन अ वंडरलैंड। ओके, the poor little orphans had never had the chance to live a normal life because they were the victims of Second World War and they were not spending leading a normal life. To them, a house with a roof and windows with glass was unreal, and spending a night sleeping instead of running from cave to shelter to get out of the way of bombs. Snipers. Snipers means a person who shoots or attacks, जिसको हम उर्दू में कहते हैं हमला आवर. And thieves was a luxury, a state of great comfort and elegance. अच्छा, they were not spending a normal life. Okay, for them, a house with a proper door and window was like a wonderland. Why? Because in the days of war, when there was a Second World War, they were running from one place to another to protect themselves from the bombs, from the snipers, and now they were in the village of children, so it was kind of a luxury for them. They were very excited that now they are in a very safe place. They are having a house with a proper window and door. Now nobody can attack them. Nobody can harm them. So they were feeling very great over there. It was kind of a luxury for them. Luxury means a state of great comfort and elegance. Okay. Now, 5 years afterwards, with their scars, a mark left on skin. Scars means जख्मों के निशान. With their scars healed and their basic education completed, now after spending 5 years in the village, their, their scars were healed and now they were completed. They have completed their basic education. The first batch of village graduates were about ready to take their place as useful citizens of the countries to which they belong. Now, after completing their 5 years of basic education, they were going back towards their countries from which they belong as a useful citizen. Okay, having been cared for with love and understanding, these former victims of hatred and prejudice. Prejudice means injury or damage resulting from some action. ये उन लोगों की बात हो रही है जो अब बिल्कुल ठीक हो चुके हैं, जिन्होंने अपने 5 साल स्विट्जरलैंड में गुजारे हैं, अपनी तालीम मुकम्मल की है। ये वो लोग हैं जिनसे आज से 5 साल पहले बहुत जुल्मों से कम किया गया था, ये विक्टिम्स थे सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के। बट नाउ they have completed their basic education. Now they were returning back to their countries from which they belong as useful citizens. Okay, and they must return to their respective homelands to spread the message of love and tolerance and to sow the seeds for a better future. Acha, I am repeating once again, then you will answer me the questions. Now again listen me very carefully. Basically, this comprehension passage is about a ceremony. Okay, a girl who is 10 years old and she is pigtail girl. Pigtail means she was having a high pale pony at the back of her head, and her hands were cupped to her mouth. She is standing at the top of a hill, and she was shouting in four directions, one by one, and repeating the same words in different languages. Ishal, is it clear now? Ishal, Ishal, is it clear? Sheikh Zed, is it clear now? Sheikh Zed, is it clear now? Hurry up, beta, inform me. Okay, now let's move forward. This is about a ceremony. Okay, a girl was turning in four directions again and again, and she was talking and repeating the same words in four languages one by one. Okay, and what were those words? She was saying, "Orphans of the world, wherever you are, please come. We welcome you here." First, she said these words in Polish. Polish is the name of language which is spoken in Poland. Then she spoke these words in German language. Then she spoke these words in French language, and then she spoke these words in English language. Okay, in front of her, 200 children were standing, and they were dressed up properly, and their ages were from 6 to 15 years old. Their cheeks were red hot, and they were feeling very excited, and they were very impressed by the ceremony. What was the ceremony? The ceremony was the celebration of the founding of Children's Village in Switzerland 5 years earlier. Okay, now she's talking about the children, how they were before 5 years. Before 5 years, these children were starving. They were dying of hunger, and they were emotionally upset. Why? Because they were the victims of Second World War. They, they had been rescued from their breaking and falling apart of their houses. Their families were dead, or they were missing. Okay, now they were in a Switzerland children's village, and this village was like a wonderland to them. They were not spending a normal life 5 years before. They were running from one place to another to protect themselves from the bombs, from the snipers, and from the thieves. But now they were living in children's village in Switzerland. This village was kind of a luxury for them. Okay, now 5 years after, their scars were healed and their basic education was completed, and now the first batch of village graduates were about ready to take their places as useful citizens of the countries to which they belong. It means they were going back to their countries from which they belong. Okay, they must return to their respective homelands to spread the message of love and tolerance, and to sow the seeds for a better future. Okay, is it clear? Should we start question answers now? Hurry up, tell me. Should we start question answers now? Tell me in chat box. Should we start question answers now, or anything you want to ask? Okay, let's start the question answers, and you people will reply me the answer. Okay, you people will give me the answer in your own words. So let's start now. Where did the ceremony take place? Hurry up, start writing your answers. Where did the ceremony take place? Very good, Ariba. The ceremony took place in Switzerland. Very good. The ceremony took place in Switzerland. Okay. Okay, let's next see the next question now. Why was the ceremony being held? Very good, Hamza. Very good. Okay, let's see the next question now. Why was the ceremony being held? Give me the answer of second question. Why was the ceremony being held? The question, second question, why was the ceremony being held? The answer is the ceremony was being held to celebrate the founding of Children's Village in Switzerland 5 years before. Okay, I am repeating the answer. The ceremony was being held to celebrate the founding of Children's Village in Switzerland 5 years before. The ceremony was to celebrate the founding of Children's Village in Switzerland 5 years before. Is it clear? Okay. Number three, question number three. Who were chosen to live in Children's Village? Hurry up, give me the answer. Who were chosen to live in Children's Village? Okay, let me see your answer. Good, very good. Okay, very good, very good. Basically, the children who were the victims of Second World War, they were chosen to live in Children's Village. Very good, Faleha. Hamza, beta, your answer is very good, Hamza. Anas, very good. Basically, you have to mention it that they were the victims of Second World War. Okay, and they were orphans. Their families were missing. Okay, their houses were crumbled, and they were chosen to live in children's village. Okay, let's move next. Describe the kind of lives the children had been. Okay, let's remove it so that you can see it. Describe the kind of lives the children had been living before they were rescued. Okay, what was the condition of children before they were rescued? Arya, what was the condition of children when they were rescued? Before they were rescued? What kind of the lives they were spending? Very good, Maida. They were dying of hunger. Their houses were crumbling. Their houses were crumbling. Their families were dead or missing, and they were running from one place to another to protect themselves, to find a shelter, to protect themselves from the snipers, from the thieves, okay, and from the bomb. Okay, is it clear, beta? So this was the lives they were living before they were rescued. Very good, Maida. Your answer is very, very nice answer. Okay, let's move next. Where were the graduates going after they leave the village? What are they expected to do? Hurry up. What will this question. Where were the graduates going after they leave the village? And what are they expected to do? Let's see the answer of this question, beta. It's mentioned in the comprehension passage. See, now these graduates were, okay, let me, very good, Ariba, your answer is very good, very nice. Okay, let's see the proper answer. Basically, these graduates were about to ready to take their places as useful citizens of the countries to which they belong. They were returning back to their respective countries and homeland. And what are they expected to do? They are expected to spread the message of love and tolerance and to sow the seeds for a better future. Okay, let's see your answers as well. Yes, beta, Anas, first batch to take their places as useful citizens. Okay, to mention the word useful is very important. Now they were properly educated. Their basic education was completed. Now they were going back to their respective countries and homeland, and they were expected to spread the message of love and tolerance and to sow the seeds for a better future. Okay? Yes, very good, Maida. Okay, let's see the next question now. Write meanings of the following words. I have told you the meanings of the following words. Kindly give me the meanings of these words. After your answers, I will change the slide. I will move back to show you the meanings of these words. Hurry up, hurry up. Hamza, very good. Beta, but your spellings are a little bit wrong. Flushed means beta, blushed or excited. Okay? Sniper means a person who attacks, not attacks. Yes, Maida, very good. Ariba, very good. Hurry up, anybody else? Okay, Shahira, very good, beta. Okay, so your answers are very good. You people are listening me very carefully, beta. That's great. I am getting a very good response from your side, and I'm really happy that you are listening me. Okay, yes, fine, Mariam. Okay, let's move forward now. Let me tell you the meanings of these words. Flushed. First of all, flushed means red hot or excited. Okay. Enthralled. Enthralled means to be impressed by a charm or a spellbound. Okay. किसी चीज का सहरकारी हो जाना, impress हो जाना किसी चीज से. Snipers. Snipers means a person who attacks or shoots. Okay. Now, the last question of this passage, suggest the suitable title for the given passage. This is the question. Everybody will give the answers his own, everybody will suggest his or her own title for the given passage. You people keep on thinking because it's your assignment. I hope today's comprehension passage is clear to you all. Let's move a little bit back. No, Mariam, beta, Alice in the Wonderland will be something different. Very good, Hamza. Beta, only you can write orphans of World War II. It's not important to write kids also, okay? Hamza, the orph. Okay. Okay, let's move a little bit back. Now, the students who have joined me late, I just want to give them a brief review of today's lecture. We are left with few minutes more. The students who have joined me late, very good Sheikh Beta. Okay, Beta, those who have just joined me or joined me very late, today we have done comprehension passage. Okay, I have taken this comprehension passage from your book, Concept 3, Unit number 1, page number 3 and 4. Okay, so this is a comprehension passage about a girl who was standing at the top of the hill and she was shouting some words in four different languages. And in front of her, 200 of the children were standing, ranging the ages from 6 to 15. Okay, basically, this was a ceremony, and ceremony was about to celebrate the founding of a children's village in Switzerland 5 years earlier. Okay, why they were celebrating the founding of children's village in Switzerland? Because all these 200 children were 5 years back were the victims of Second World War. Their condition was like that. They all were starving. They were emotionally upset, and they had been rescued from burning ruins and crumbling houses throughout Europe. Okay, and now let me change the slide. Now they were rescued and brought to Switzerland in a children's village. Their basic education was completed in this village. Okay, their scars were healed, and now this first batch of the students or graduate was about to leave that village to their respective countries where they belong as a useful citizens. Okay, now they were expected to spread the message of love and tolerance and to sow the seeds of the better future. Okay, I hope the students, those who have joined me late, beta, my all recordings were available on will be available on YouTube, my YouTube channel. Your assignment will be available on Google Classroom. Okay, and you can watch my recordings and then you will write the answers of these questions which are given at the end of this passage in your own words. And I have told you earlier as well that you are supposed to use separate sheets or loose sheets to do the written work. Okay, now we are left with 2 minutes more. Anybody who can ask, you people can ask me any question. I'm here to answer you if any question, confusion is there. Hurry up, beta. Any question, any misunderstanding? Anything that you want to ask me, I'm here to answer you, beta. I hope today's passage is completed and understood to you. It's a very simple and easy comprehension passage. Anybody who wanna ask something? Okay, hint for title. Peter, I am not going to give you any hint. You will think over it, do the brainstorming, and suggest a very good, interesting, and catchy title for this passage. Okay, Sheikh Beta, Sheikh Dad Beta, thank you. Okay, anybody else? Okay, as one of the student has given the title, one of the student has given the title Wonderland in Alice. But a Wonderland in Alice is not a suitable title. Okay, just suggest a title regarding the condition of these children as they were 5 years before, or something about the name of the village, regarding the life that they had spent in the village, something regarding that. That will be the better idea.